We're working with a bad lat now. You can definitely see right here, there's a lot of restriction in this lat. I'm finding the restriction, to be specific, is actually the teres major and minor down over here. And then also in the infraspinatus and in the latissimus dorsi right here. All pulling up to the rear delt. So what I did is I actually traced through the rear delt all the way down, and I found the main issue right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be putting this edge cup, and we're going to go ahead and pull in the tissue out right there and all around. Feeling a lot better around this area. There seems to be something a little bit more right here, and you can really see how big that knot is right there. So we're going to work right about right here first. And what we're going to do is we're going to trace all the way up. As I'm applying pressure, you can start to see that it's pulling on this lat. That can cause a lot of restriction. Detailing it all the way through up to where we saw that original ball. We're just breaking up this. It's crazy how deep and how tense these fibrous tissues are. It's looking a lot smoother. Let me pull it this way, right in there. So what I'm actually doing, I'm pushing the fascia upwards so that way it doesn't move. And then it allows me to detail more thoroughly. Boom. Now there's a little bit right here, tension. Overall, besides this one right here, this whole lat is feeling a lot greater. You can see a little slight ball right here that needs to get worked out. What you want to do is you actually want to decompress and allow that fascia, because that fascia could be compressed down like this. And if you just scrape it, you're just moving it around. It's not really actually breaking up or pulling apart the issue that really needs to be fixed. What we want to do is we actually want to decompress. So pulling the skin apart like that will help decompress some of that tissue. What we're going to do is we're going to check back in about 5 minutes. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off these cups. And just like that. Ooh. All right, so now that we have the cups taken off, we can go through. You can see that there is less restriction in the area, but it still does feel quite a bit tense. So what I would do is I would actually trace this down just a little bit and see where the tension goes. And as I can feel over here, and as you can kind of see, there is a little bit of restriction here. And would you look at all that? A lot of that tension that we're feeling is actually getting pulled into the rib cage, and it pulls into the intercostalis. I'm actually going to go a little bit more blunt. I don't want too much sharpness on that. So it's mostly just pulling to the anterior portion, so more in the front of the rib. There we go. And just like that, we cleaned up all this side right here. Let's clean right here a little bit lower. There we go. There it is. That sounds really awesome. Nowhere as bad as it did before. One is specifically in this little area. But it doesn't sound that bad. Okay, so then what we're gonna do now we're gonna decompress that. We're actually gonna be tracing all the way around with the regular cups right here. Then after this, what we're gonna do is we're actually going to be putting on some red light therapy. And honestly, there we go. That's all we really need to do. Let that sit for 5 minutes, and then again, check back in a few. So now we're gonna go ahead and take off all these cups. Just polish through really quick. There it is. So, I feel a little bit of, you felt that, right? The little.
Yes.
All right.
I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's a work in progress. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually do red light therapy. So the cells will actually start to repair the area and it'll start the deflammatory process. Okay, we're gonna put another cup right here. And there we go. All right, so now guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave these cups on for about 5 minutes. I'll check back in a few. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take off these cups. Boop, boop. Fill it through. Now, let's see how it's doing. Nothing really. Feels pretty smooth. So, crazy thing about this, right, is that the issue that we were actually trying to solve was right over here in the rhomboid area. But by alleviating the rib, we alleviate the lat, we alleviate the rhomboid, and also all the way up to the shoulder. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good? Good.